the perpetrators jumped over to his balcony from the outside and started shooting from outside the balcony, striking 2 people. But unfortunately...
Oh, yeah, they for sure wanted him. Do your homework on that.
And meet a Rondé Clark, also known by his rap stage name as Rondé. Now, fam, meet what some would consider his best friend, Alex Ward, a.k.a. Al Wu. Al Wu was not only a rapper, but he was talented. He was also the producer. They have songs together with millions of views on YouTube, having tracks like What They Want, released 8 years ago, with 1.2 million views and counting.
Niggas switching up, you gotta watch niggas.
Well, they in Detroit for real.
Like this bitch stop, nigga.
Now they rapping an alleged group called 9K, Glock Boys. Represents the 900 block of Press, a neighborhood in Detroit, Michigan. They was also close to well-known rapper T Grizzly, another Detroit native. About 8 years ago, Al Wu had made enemies with an alleged well-known gang based out of Detroit, Michigan, named Cash Gang. And this allegedly how that story went. A man was robbed. His father had put a hit out for the men who allegedly robbed his son. In return, allegedly, Al Wu had took that hit, and the people who was allegedly responsible was Cash Gang. So Al Wu had wanted to book the guy for a show. He wouldn't do it. So then he asked for a verse, and that was given. But instead, a guy who went by the name of Fat Tay, a part of Cash Gang, he was shot at a Detroit show where fellow gang member Lonnie was performing. But Fat Tay didn't die. And one way or another, Cash Gang ended up finding out that Al Wu was allegedly responsible. So ever since that day, it was on the floor. Now a fellow Cash Gang member will later confirm this in his song, which we'll later reference to in the video. But shortly after, October 15th, 2018, Al Wu had lost his life after being gunned down inside his own home. But he wasn't in Detroit. It seemed he was followed to a suburb apartment complex in Farmington Hill.
That's what happened.
Police at the time described it as not random. It was around 1:15 a.m. and according to authorities, the perpetrators jumped over to his balcony from the outside and started shooting from outside the balcony, striking 2 people. But unfortunately...
Oh, yeah, they for sure wanted him. Do your homework on that, gang. I ain't never heard nothing like that. You telling me your ops climbed up on the balcony patio? And god damn. I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecash.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing the video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did?
22-year-old Alex Ward has succumbed to his injuries. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. What you didn't hear in that news clip is that 3 people was later arrested that night. When 911 calls started coming in, police said an officer saw a speeding vehicle in the area and stopped it. He arrested 3 occupants and they were charged with murder. One was Malik Williams.
Oh yeah, he looked like he did it just because his line ain't. Bro. He can't get no girl, so he said, I'm just going to catch bodies. And every time he catch another body, his line to get farther and farther back behind his head. Do your homework.
At the time, at just 20 years old, Malik had an extensive criminal record. He was released out of federal custody earlier that month on October 2nd. Another suspect was Jameer Gray, 22 years old at the time. He was considered to be a landscaper with an outstanding warrant in Pennsylvania. He was facing 8 felony counts. He ended up turning into a witness, which we'll later talk about.
Of course, so you know they snitching.
FBI, open up!
I told you, every time I hear it, in every video we do on this channel, y'all do something gangster, then y'all go snitch on somebody for every single goddamn time. At this point, I'm predicting it. Do your homework on predicting. Do your homework on the Messiah. Do your homework on the genie. For them grave.
The other suspect was Stephen Davis, 19 years old.
He did it.
All
Look at that
3 were so young, but threw their life away before it even started. All this going on, alleged Cash Gang member Big Key been dropping music and rising in the hip-hop community. He dropped a song titled FTO with over 5 million views and counting.
He going
Less
crazy.
than 2 minutes. And remember we talked about his alleged fellow gang member that was shot at the show?
Right.
When he mentioned Tay. Check it out.
I can see us winning in the future like I'm raving. Y'all heard about what happened to Fat Tay? Niggas paying. More, bro.
Y'all heard about what happened to Fat Tay? Niggas paying for it, or basically. You know what I'm saying? And you see Fat Tay say, you did Fat Tay ain't playing. Y'all better stop. See, that's one thing about catching a body, though, for you don't never know how it's gonna go. Motherfuckers always tell you, like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get this money, I'm gonna do that. But, yeah, okay, then what happened when he don't get unalive, but he find out it was you?
At this point,
you ain't make it the next week.
His life. Stepping in 2019, Rondé know he could possibly be next.
Right.
So he stand on his P's and Q's until eventually he spotted an op or opposition at a local jury store. It was February 4th, 2019 at around 1:45 p.m. Officers have responded to the Advance building on Greenfield Road for a report of a shooting. The victim and other witnesses told police that the suspect pulled a handgun from his pocket and shot at the victim, firing one round into the victim's body. And the man that was shot was identified as J.B. Purpleheart. Now Rondé ran from the scene to eventually send his picture on the local news later that night.
Need your help finding a man accused of shooting someone inside an office building in that city. These are surveillance photos of the guy they're looking for.
You did that with no mask on? Bro, you can't be doing that. You can't catch nobody at no jewelry store on camera with no mask on. You got your phone in your pocket, gang. Like,
this man opened fire inside the Advance building on Greenfield Road near West 9 Mile Monday afternoon.
Rondé was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
He got 10 years for that.
And was charged with assault with intent, great bodily harm, less murder, or by strangulation. But he only ended up doing 6 years.
Okay,
and while
6
Rondé was
out of
serving
10.
that time, the man who killed his right-hand man was sentenced in 2021. And during the sentencing, Renita Ward, Alex Ward, a.k.a. Al Wu Bomb, said the following, quote, "He was my only son. He had a heart of gold. He would give anything to anyone who asked for anything," end quote. During this time, the friend that Al Wu was with was also identified as Malik Lewis. As mentioned, he survived. Ms. Ward said she moved her family from Detroit to Farmington for a better life. Since losing Alex, she hasn't been able to return to work. She no longer trusts people or host family dinners.
That's crazy.
She says she can't even attend church like she used to because she's reminded of seeing him play drums there for services.
Oh, damn.
And that's simply too painful. The mother quoted, "Lit up my world when he walked into the room."
Yeah, but man, if your son was out here catching bodies and gangbanging, I mean, like, you know, I know he was your son, but to everybody else, he was the ops. You feel what I'm saying, though? So it's like,
this smile. And if you were down, he'll make you smile, end quote. Her son left behind a toddler who asked where his daddy is. She added, "It's hard to tell the child, your daddy is not here, and I can't take you to him. He doesn't understand," end quote. And right before the sentence was handed down, she quoted, "I wish they could suffer like I'm suffering. Not a day goes by that I don't cry."
Yeah, that sucks,
she said through the tears, quote, "Why him? When he did nothing to them? Why my son? He gave back to the community. Why?" End quote.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. A lot of times, though, like, I get mamas be hurting and shit like that, but a lot of times, though, your son was out here slaughtering people, man. Your son was out here claiming gangs, toting pistols, dissing ops, and some more shit. You feel me? And if this the mama who I think they talking about, I don't know if this the mama who lost their life, or the person who lost his life at the jewelry store, or if the mama from the first person that lost their life. But if you gang banging, that's just what kind of, I don't know. But I'm just saying, if you gang banging, you toting pistols and you dissing ops and you posted on the block, this what happens. So this is why y'all need to stop doing this stupid ass shit, because you ain't getting no money out of it. Your mama gotta bury you. Now she gotta cry for the rest of her life because you out here being stupid. Do your homework.
Quote, now Stephen Davis, 20 years old. He was set to serve 20 to 60 years in prison for second-degree murder, which he pled no contest to in July 2021, as well as assault with intent to murder, discharging a weapon at a building, causing injury and possession of a firearm, and the commission of a felon. He cooperated, so he had a lesser sentence. And the family TV
cooperated and got 26 years?
To know exactly what happened. So be on the lookout for that as well. His other two co-defendants, Malik Williams, 20 years old, he was convicted July 31st, 2021, following a jury trial.
Right.
He was sentenced to 60 to 90 years in prison for second-degree murder and concurrent sentencing for assault with intent to murder and discharging a weapon at a building causing injury. He was
You're done. 60 to 90 years? You what? He said he was 20-something years old. You gonna get out when you 80. You probably not even gonna live that long in prison. You probably gonna live to be 60-something years old and you gonna check out in prison. You ain't never gonna drive a car. You ain't never gonna go on a date. Like, I don't be getting it, folks. I just don't get it.
Also sentenced to 2 years for possession of a firearm.
And he got 2 more
commission of a felon. Jameer Gray, 21 years old at the time. He avoided trial by pleading no contest to second-degree murder, agreeing to a minimum sentence of 40 years in prison
40
for the
years. The first nigga snitched and still got 60 years. Then you might as well shut the fuck up. Now you gonna go be a snitch in jail and you still gotta be here for the rest of your life, boy.
Homicide and 2 more years for firearm charges. But at sentencing hearing, Jameer told the judge he was withdrawing his plea and wanted a new attorney. He quoted, "I didn't understand. I was forced to take the deal, because if I didn't, who knows what would have happened." What? He also claimed his court-appointed attorney never did what he asked. Quoting, "No, I don't want the deal. No, I don't want the deal. No." Unfortunately, he was denied.
Right.
While all this is
too
going
late
on,
for that.
Rondé is chopping down his 10-year sentence, only having to serve 6.
Right.
And on February 27, 2025, he will finally walk out.
Oh, he got out. He just got out.
That's all you know. You gotta have that talk like that in here, ho. Yeah, they know ain't nobody dropping me but my PO. Yeah, found out she was fucking me, he beat her to a pole. They know I keep it on me, dumb as fuck, think I don't. Yeah, not a Glock.
You going crazy though, hey.
I let my bitch come on, turn it to a hoe. I don't ask him when he on. I know that he don't go, he sound convincing on the songs, but we know that he a hoe. Yeah, fuck freedom niggas too. Niggas waiting on me to touch. Now let's see what niggas do. Y'all dogs free your op. Nigga, who the fuck is you? While you ahead, you should stop. I hate to kill you. Okay. Yeah, mama on my
shit out, nigga.
Rondé coming home, quoting. Now, it didn't take long for a Cash Game member to respond to Rondé coming home, quoting, "It's 2025.
Don't get out here thinking it's 2019.
Don't get out here thinking it's 2019.
Don't get sent right with your man.
Woo! You know what they say, fam. Once a body drop, there's no returning back. It only takes one person to want retaliation. Yep. It's a never-ending cycle. Everyone who we affected by going over this story want to send love and condolences.
That's crazy.
And everybody who lost their life want to say once again, rest in peace. A love and condolences to you guys' family.
My advice, my boy, you better get your ass out of Detroit. Don't you ever go back in that city in your life, nigga. Don't even go back to the state of Michigan, my boy. You need to move to California, my guy, or Florida, or Montana, somewhere where niggas ain't coming. Do your homework, because yeah, once a body get dropped, bro.
Fam, there you have it. This was the story.
Ain't no coming back.
Who shot his enemy in the middle of the jewelry store 3 to 4 months after his best friend was gunned down in his own home. Recently come home after 6 years with his enemy, reminding him of his deceased friend on day 1. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget.
I was crazy, gang. Rest in peace to everybody that lost their life, though, on phone now. Y'all be breezy, be safe, you know what I'm saying? Because this street shit is getting dumber and dumber by the day. Do your homework.